Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be talking about the Washington Commanders signing former Dallas Cowboys linebacker Jabril Cox and why I absolutely love this move. He's going to the practice squad. We'll also be going over some of the other players the Washington Commanders signed to the practice squad. If you guys are new, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video. It really does help out a lot, and it takes a few seconds. Okay, so the Washington Commanders signed Jabril Cox to the practice squad. I absolutely love this move. So yeah, Cox had a pretty high grade in the 2021 NFL draft, I believe, and the Cowboys drafted him in the fourth. Or the Commanders had, kind of a high grade on him, but I guess they decided to go elsewhere. I'm trying to think of who was in the fourth that year. Percy Butler, maybe. Jabril Cox was a little bit earlier than him, but I always liked Jabril Cox, and I wanted us to, maybe even put a claim for him. So for them to be able to get him on the practice squad is a really good move, in my opinion. The Cowboys offered him a practice squad spot, and he decided to choose us over them. So that is good news as well. But also, their defense, is good, but also their linebacking core, I would say, is a little bit better than ours. So he probably thinks he has more of a chance here. And yeah, he just got cut there. So the Commanders also, if you think about it, last year they got John Ridgeway. I think it was a little bit later than right after waivers happened, but they got him. He ended up balling out, and now we got Jabril Cox. And yeah, I thought he had an injury. So he had an ACL injury, which was unfortunate, but he's a hybrid. He's very, very athletic. I'm going to pull up his RAS numbers in a second. Let's see. Let me pull up. So there we go. So he had a 9.73 RAS score out of 10, 59th out of 2,155 guys. So he is an absolute freak of an athlete. His height is good, 6'3" and a half. Weight is 233, so a little bit low, but not bad. His vertical is 34 inches, which is solid, especially for a linebacker, and broad jump is very good. And then his 40-yard dash was a 4.54. So for a 6'3" guy linebacker, that's a good 40-yard dash for sure. And his 20-yard splits and everything are pretty good as well. So he's an athlete. Him and Jamin Davis on the field together would be interesting for sure. Those guys are both super, super athletic, but they both have yet to really put it together. And they're the same class. Jamin Davis obviously drafted way earlier than Jabril Cox, and Jabril Cox has been dealing with injuries, but would be nice if those guys both could hit. It's going to be hard, but would be nice for sure. And let's see. So this is what Mike Garafolo says. The Commanders assigned Jabril Cox to their practice squad. The Cowboys discussed bringing him back on their practice squad, but Cox opts for the fresh start elsewhere in the NFC East with a team that had a high grade on him before the 2021 NFL draft. So Commanders value him, and I personally would take him over David Mayo. I'm not sure if he can play special teams or not, but if they want to keep 5 linebackers, I would promote Jabril Cox because I think he can be maybe not an elite linebacker in this league at this point. It's been a couple years, but he did have that ACL injury, which shortened which ended his season. I believe that was last year, but I think you can go ahead, promote him, and he can be your 4th, maybe 5th linebacker if they still keep David Mayo, and eventually I think he can be a starter in this league. I still think he can. He's got those elite athletic traits. Went to North Dakota State, I believe, and then transferred to LSU for 1 season. I'm pretty sure Rico absolutely loved him, and we didn't end up getting him. So I'll talk about Jabril Cox a little bit more, and I might make a separate video on the whole practice squad, but just the guys that have made it: Alex Akambulu, Casimir Allen, Alex Arma, William Bradley King, Mason Brooks, Terrell Burgess, Tariq Castro Fields, Jake Fromm, Derek Gore, Dejon Harris, Jared Jones-Smith, Nolan Laufenberg, Benning Potway, Bryson Tremaine, and Nick Whiteside. So let's see, how many is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I believe they get 16. So with Jabril Cox, that is 16. No surprise on the practice squad. They, didn't decide to bring Jarrett Patterson back, which is unfortunate. I didn't see him get claimed. I really hope, or he didn't get claimed, but I didn't see him get a practice squad job. Yeah, I'm going to look it up after this. I really, really hope he does because he definitely deserves it. But I think it's a solid practice squad. Bring back guys like Casimir Allen, Mason Brooks, William Bradley King, Tariq Castro Fields, young guys that maybe, right now they're not ready, but they have some potential to be solid down the line, they got Jake Fromm back, so they can keep him around and promote him if needed. Hopefully not. Hopefully he never has to touch the field or the 53-man roster. But if they need to, if one of the quarterbacks is a little bit banged up going into the week, they can promote him, and he knows the system at this point, or he at least knows it a little bit. And then some of these other guys, Derek Gore, I think it's a solid signing. Would have liked, to keep Jared Patterson, but it is what it is. Real quick, a word from our sponsor. And a huge shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. BetUS is the leading online sports betting company. They're reliable, they're secure, and they've got a great customer service. There's so many different sports you can bet on. Football, which is right around the corner. You got college football, which already started. Baseball, soccer, basketball, which is baseball is going on right now. Basketball is coming up pretty soon. So many different things you can bet on. And if you use my link in the description, you'll get 125% first time deposit match. So if you put in 100, you'll get $225 back. It is a great deal. And like I said, football season just around the corner for the Commanders and the rest of the NFL. Less than 2 weeks away until the Commanders kick off against the Arizona Cardinals. You can bet on that. You can bet on the over/under for the Commanders. If you think they're going to win 6.5, you can bet on that. If you think they're going to win 8, you can get plus odds on that. So I don't know. I might go ahead and put that bet myself. So shout out BetUS and bet responsibly. Okay, we back, and yeah, the practice squad overall solid. I'm happy they got to keep Mason Brooks, Kazmir Allen, guys that I didn't really think anyone was going to get claimed, but those guys had a chance. Same thing with Jake Fromm. I predicted no one would get claimed. No one got claimed at all. Some people overreact, but a lot of the times the team knows what players are and aren't going to get claimed. So they kind of knew. They did not claim anyone, which is a little bit disappointed with. I think they could have, gotten a returner, maybe some offensive line depth. I was hoping Jabril Cox, but they got him anyways. So that is fine. And they still could make some moves. They have actually interesting that Tyler Larson isn't on the practice squad. That is one that I was, thinking they would possibly have on the practice squad. So maybe they'll bring him back eventually. I think 1-2 IR moves could still come. Aaron Mathis, I think there's a possibility he goes on IR. Same thing with, I think that Dax Milne, there's a chance because he had some groin injury. I think Kime talked about it. I would doubt he goes on IR. Same thing with Chase Young. But, that's something that we have to think about. So, maybe he goes on IR, maybe not. I hope not. I really hope not with the stinger, because I think that this year the IR is 4. I think it's 4 weeks. So, yeah, man, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. I'll keep you guys updated. Might make a whole video breaking down the practice squad, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. So, thanks for watching, and peace, guys.